Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Um, okay, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making some nice grass. Um, just because grass is nice. Right, I've gone ahead and done a couple of things that are preparatory to this. I've gone ahead and added a smooth shaded plane that has been subdivided a couple of times. And I've ticked on proportional editing and I've just added a couple of little hills there. Which are kind of useful. I have added a spotlight coming from the top and a hemi coming from the back, just to give it a little bit of backlighting there. Also, I have gone over here to shading, and I have ticked alpha to straight alpha, and changed the render settings to PNG and RGBA. That's just so if we quickly go ahead and render it, it will render out with a transparency at the back as opposed to rendering in a sky. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go over into particle systems and we want to add a new particle system. We want to change the type to hair. And we want to bring the length in to maybe 0.5 for the scaling here. Or maybe even a 0.2. 0.2 can work, I think. And then we want to go down to children and add interpolated children to that. And we want, display 10 rendered 100 is okay. So if we go ahead and render that out, we can see that it takes quite a while to render. So what we want to do to avoid that is we want to just cancel that render there. And I'm going to go here and check strand render. And basically what that does is it only sends to the rendering cache strands that are actually in the plane of view. So it clips out all of these and all of this and just basically just renders what we see. So if I go ahead and render that again, we can see that we have some grass, but it's not quite what we want. So I'm gonna go and just change the kink to curl. And I'm going to turn the clump down on that. And just turn the shape down as well. And that's just going to kind of change it up a little bit, get it a little bit more random. So if we go ahead and render that again, our grass is going to start looking a little bit more like grass. Still, maybe it's a little bit long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that hair length down to maybe 0.1. And I'm going to change the emission number up to maybe 15,000. And this is going to give us a little bit of lag now. But I'm going to bring the rendered children down to about 50. Okay, and this should give us slightly nicer grass. Now we need to go ahead and give our grass a material. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit new material here. And now I am going to start working properly in wireframe mode. And now I can just change from quad view back up to single view because we don't really need to be displaying that a number of times now. We just need to be doing it once. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my specularity off because I don't want any specularity on this grass yet, and I'm going to change my diffuse to a greeny color. And now I'm just going to go ahead into texture tab, and I'm going to hit new texture, and I'm going to choose texture type, image or movie. And I'm just going to go ahead and open up in my assets directory. I have textures, grass, and I have a grass texture here. Maybe that's not the best. Anything organic yet? No. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just go into my cameras. I'm just going to open up this image. It doesn't need to be a seamless image. It just needs to be there. And what we want to do is we want to go to our influence, and we just want to have just color checked. And we're going to go ahead and give this another render. Now at this stage it will take a little bit of time. But it is worth it to have grass that doesn't suck. You don't want to be using low density grass that's been made with this method, because it just won't look very good. And we can see that that is now rendering out some grass quite nicely. Another thing that is really, really good about this method of creating grass that I will go ahead and show you in a second, if my system can take it while recording, which is always an issue. We can see that just adding that texture under there as well just made a nice mixture of colours in the grass, just so that it wasn't all just one dense colour. But another thing that we can actually do with this grass, if I exit the rendered view, is if we go ahead with that plane selected and go into particle mode, we can go ahead and we can comb our grass. So if we just select there and say we want a kind of a wind-swept kind of thing in the middle, like the wind's kind of parting the grass up a little bit, we can just go ahead and comb out that. And if we go ahead and just for this test render, I'm going to turn the particles back down to maybe half of what they are now. Object mode. And we can see that that's had an effect on the grass that just makes it look. And if we render with maybe less particles. Where's it? Oh no, of course, because I've gone and edited it in that mode, we can't change it for a while until we've set it. So I am going to go ahead and render out just one more here, just so you can see what that looks like. Quite a heavy render, but what's good about that comb function is you can go ahead and kind of make nice creative things with the grass that you just couldn't do if you didn't have it there. And we can see that just in there, that's just added some disturbance to the grass. And it looks kind of different. And this grass doesn't look photoreal, but this isn't really a photoreal method. And to be honest, I would say if you want photoreality from your grass, oh, that's not so nice just down there. But if you want photoreality for your grass, use a photograph. Yeah, that's the best method. I mean, if you want photographic quality grass, the best thing to do is go out, get a camera, and photograph some grass. But if you want some cool graphic grass, go ahead and do it with a particle system. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.